Hello, my beautiful soul tribe. Thank you so much for joining today's reading session. Happy new moon in Aquarius. This month's new moon carries a very significant meaning, and there are several different reasons. First of all, this is not just going to be a new moon, but also a solar eclipse in Aquarius. Because the North Node right now, even though it's still in Pisces, is coming to very, very close to this new moon in Aquarius. So depending on where you are in the Earth, you might be able to see this amazing and magical eclipse. Solar eclipse is usually considered as a new moon on steroid. And so when you are having your new moon rituals, right, your new moon wishes, making those wishes for your manifestation, this new moon is extremely, extremely important. And so I hope that through today's reading session, you will be able to find some guidance to help you maneuver through your path and find your manifestation. And also, of course, every month we're doing this new moon reading, but because this new moon also falls on the Chinese New Year day, the Lunar New Year, and so I do feel like some of the things that we are going to do today maybe is not just going to be for the next 4 weeks, but also some of them can actually happen maybe during the entire year or at some point in the year. But if I see that, I'll make sure that I convey those informations to you. Now, at the very beginning of this reading, I have provided you with 3 different options. The first option is a gift box. And the second option is a glass coin jar, right, filled with money. And the last option is a group of animals celebration, right? Maybe they're saying cheers, right? Maybe it's a family union, friends gathering. I don't know what that is, but all they look, those 3 options look very auspicious and happy from my perspective. So you can meditate on those options and choose a pile. You can go direct to the timestamp that I have provided you in the video description, and you can go straight to your pile and watch your reading. With all that being said, I wish you guys best of luck, and let's get started with our pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You have chosen this option, the gift box. Perhaps you're waiting for a gift coming to you. You want to see what kind of surprise are coming your way, right? A gift from the universe. If you're attracted to this photo, this is reading for you, all right? Now, first of all, let's pull 1 card first from, let's pull 1 card from the major arcana first. Let's just set the tone for this new moon cycle, new moon in Aquarius, all right? Thank you so much, universe. Just 1 card on top, and that is Temperance. Temperance card has a lot to do with the balance and healing, okay? Now, for a lot of you guys this month, this could be a month for you to refine your balance again. If in January or maybe even last year in 2025, you have been very overwhelmed by something, where a lot of things are either they're going too aggressively or they're too frustrating. I do think that through this new moon in Aquarius or solar eclipse power, you're going to find a little bit more peace and healing within yourself. Now, in a good way, Temperance is about finding the middle point. A lot of the people associate this card with a mixologist energy, right? Because you've got a lot of different things in life. Now, this card as an advice, of course, is telling you to find the middle point. Try not to be too extreme. Try not to put all your eggs in one basket. Find the middle way, right? Find what is actually balanced. For some of you guys, like what I mentioned earlier, this could be a very important month for healing. Maybe you're seeing doctors, seeing a therapist, or this could be about some, any type of, medical profession or therapeutic profession, either you're going to engage with, or maybe you yourself, right, work in the industry that is to deal with healing, or you're dealing with those people in the professional field, okay? Very, very nice. And finally, with Temperance energy, just remember that Temperance usually represents patience. This is not a card to rush to the point that you want to be. Take your time and know that what is meant to be yours is already there for you. So take your time, right? Again, walk in a very balanced manner towards where you need to be. Now, we're going to find 4 cards from Oracle of the Celestial Deities. First card is your general energy. Then we're going to look at your communication, your career, and also your relationship. All right. Thank you so much, universe. Ooh, one card flipped out, Vulcan, okay, as your main energy. And we're just gonna start here, okay? Then for your communication, we have got the moon. For your career and professional development, we got Uranus. And for your love and relationship, we have got Atlanta. Very good. Okay. So one of the things that I want to mention about this energy is that Vulcan sitting in the first position definitely is talking about patience. This card has a lot to do with your sense of productivity. Now, paired up with temperance, I think this card really tells you that this month, or at least for the next 4 weeks during this new moon in Aquarius cycle, take your time, right? But when I say take your time, it does not mean that you sit back and do nothing. This combination has a lot to do with your productivity, right? Even though you might be still waiting for the final result with a shiny point, right? That, the validation, the appreciation, the stardom that you're really waiting for. Or maybe if you're looking for love, this could be about the final satisfaction when it comes to your love, romantic life. But Vulcan tells you that there's still a lot of work to do before you reach there. And so when these two cards are coming together as a combination, I'm definitely seeing a lot of preparation work that needs to be done, okay, for you. It's not a bad thing, but it just tells you that, okay, you are at this moment moving towards something, but take the time and you need to have the patience to work on yourself. Meanwhile, when it comes to overall energy, Vulcan also tells you that hard work eventually will bring results. But again, it's a long-term goal. In Greek mythology, Vulcan initially was not acknowledged. He was not appreciated by his mother because, well, he was not a very good-looking god, and his mother Hera actually abandoned him when he was born. But through his hard work, his passion towards making jewelry, he was eventually taken back by his mother, and he was given the position in the Olympia as one of the 12 Olympians. And that was eventually the recognition that he got. He was even given the most beautiful goddess in the world, right? Aphrodite as his wife. So one of the things about Vulcan energy for all of you guys who have chosen pile number one is to know that reward is there and your effort is not being wasted. All right. Now, with your communication, you have got the moon. The moon energy in communication could be talking about you being very focused in what you want to say, how you want to say it, and how you want to clearly get to the point. Because the moon goddess Artemis has a lot to do with your focus or the point, if you know what I mean, because she's an archer. Now, if you can imagine, if you have a bow, you have an arrow, you're trying to shoot an arrow towards something, you must be really focused on that target. And so when it comes to communication, this energy has a lot to do with get to the point, right? Be direct and don't be wishy-washy. Don't be maybe yes, maybe no, say the truth and express your authenticity in your communication. With your work, you have got Uranus energy, that right? The Uranus energy has a lot to do with new information and new technology and also new wisdom. I think this month or the next 4 weeks for a lot of you guys, work tends to be a little bit chaotic, but also at the same time, you're going to learn a lot of new knowledge because Uranus just opens everything up for you guys, right? This could be about maybe your company is adopting some kind of new technology. They're thinking about providing new services, and so you as an employee would have to do that or have to learn that. If you are working for yourself, Uranus could be talking about a lot of new people or maybe new information related to your industry or your service, right? Coming to you, and you might have some kind of brainstorming to do, right? Oh, maybe I can do this, or maybe I can provide this type of service, or maybe I can do this and put this on my website, right? Because again, Uranus has a lot to do with technology. So online, website, social networking, as well as AI. These days AI is very much used, right, in business. But Uranus opened a lot of new things, right? So with my understanding about this energy is I would highly recommend you guys to be open-minded, right? Try not to reject, a lot of the new ideas or a new way of doing things. Try not to be overly conservative. Meanwhile, we also have got Atlanta, okay, in your love life. Now, this energy, to be honest, has a lot to do with being single, okay? So I believe that a lot of you guys who are choosing this pile, maybe you're single and you're quite single, okay? Because Atlanta is not just single, but she's also very self-protective. She's not that kind of, randomly dating, that kind of energy. However, I think this is good in a way that because your communication has called the moon. Moon and Atlanta sitting together is very sort of like direct, and it's very kind of like a protective energy. These two women in Greek mythology are friends, right? And they're really, really good with each other, and they're very loyal towards each other. So when your love life and communication are having Moon Atlanta showing up, this is really telling you that you need to say no when you think it's a no. All right. So for example, there, you might be getting some random messages from an admirer or someone who likes you, but you are not really interested in them. And you don't think that's the right match for you because there's something that is off about them, or you might have seen a lot of red flags about someone. This card tells you that when you need to say no, please be clear rather than, oh, maybe in the future, maybe yes. No, that's a no. Be polite, but be firm, okay? And this is about guarding your energy. I actually think that, during this cycle, there's nothing wrong with being single, with just being a little bit more self-focused. I actually recommend that. Now, if you are already partnered, the Moon Atlanta energy sitting together has a lot to do with maybe you just spending a lot of time focusing on your own life rather than the sex, right, and or the romantic energy that you're going to enjoy, because Atlanta is very much sort of like a friendship or a very individual energy. Okay, very good. Now let's pull some other cards, right? Let's get some cards from tarot. Just get a little bit more information about these areas and see what else is there. All right, 3 cards again: communication, work, and also love. Give it a good shuffle. Ooh, 1 card jumped out. 6 of Swords, right? First card for your communication. And for your work, we have got Strength. And for your love life, we have got Knight of Wands. First of all, with these cards happening, I'm seeing some kind of traveling that you guys will be doing. Okay, now over the next 4 weeks, of course, we're talking about the Newman cycle. 6 of Swords and Knight of Wands both are showing movement energy. Okay, so a lot of you guys might have some trips coming up for you, and because 6 of Swords is sitting in the position of your communication. This could also be about your writing, okay, writing, talking, dealing with people. So I do feel like maybe some of you guys are also talking about a trip during this period of time, maybe booking tickets, deciding on a date, right, going somewhere, and the logistics and things like that. And by the way, I just suddenly see this energy. I do feel like wherever you guys are going, you guys are gonna have a great time. Okay, this is actually gonna be a good place for you guys to visit, especially if you have families there or people who are almost like families to you. The moon card on top shows a very family energy, if you know what I mean, because the moon rules Cancer. I do feel like if you're traveling with your family or going somewhere to see family, this could be very, very good. Or if you're going somewhere to see friends, maybe those friends will also provide you this very warm feeling like families. With your work, you've got Strength. Now, Strength card is very much about being courageous, right? And sort of like this card has a lot to do with your heart chakra actually, because it rules Leo. Okay. Now, heart chakra rules what you feel authentic about, right? What is right for you? Who are you internally? Now, with this Uranus energy here, I do feel like when opportunities or new information, new technology happening for you, try not to be overwhelmed by them. Okay, take your time to absorb those new information. Don't get scared. Be like, oh my God, I can't do this, right? There's too much, right? And then you just run away from those opportunities or new way of doing things. Because Strength tells you that eventually, whatever these kind of new information that has come to you or that is going to come to you will benefit you. And from the deep down, from your heart chakra, you will actually realize that you actually love them. Okay. So work again, I need you to open your heart, right, towards a lot of new things. Now, with love, with Atlanta and Knight of Wands, this energy has a lot to do with, again, travel, or, figuratively speaking, the Knight of Wands can, doesn't have to be about physical travel for love, but this card can be someone walking into your life. Maybe they got in contact with you, or maybe they're traveling to you, specifically with the 6 of Swords. For a lot of you guys, I get this very strong feeling. I think during the next 4-week cycle, you might get together with someone who is not really a lover, but more like a friend, but maybe you have some feelings for them, right? So it's a little bit like, okay, this person, this guy or this girl is coming to visit my city and we're catching up, but we're not together, but we like each other. We never said anything. Well, maybe I like them, they like me, but nothing is being really well spoken clearly, right? But we do get along with each other. Now, with this Knight of Wands and Six Sword, I do feel like there's something that is happening in there. So I want you guys to know that, okay, be firm with, okay, what you are able to do, what you are not able to do. Like what I said, Atlanta it's about being clear, right, with the moon energy. But these two energies sitting together can have an amazing time. So if you actually like someone, and for you it is a yes, I do recommend that you do the travel or encourage them to travel to you. Literally, you're seeing Six of Swords and the Knight of Wands card. They're traveling towards each other. Okay, Six of Swords coming this way and Knight of Wands coming this way. You know what I mean? So this is really showing that, also the moon Atlanta is the same. They're looking at each other. See that? So I feel that this could be like a friendship thing or someone that maybe, I don't know yet because this is a general reading, could be they like you or you like them, one-sided or maybe both-sided, but it's not being very well spoken. Okay, but I would say that definitely take the time to build this friendship because it looks like very beautiful. Okay, very protective. And also, if you're traveling this month, also looks like you're gonna have some fun. Beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna pull one last card from an oracle deck. Now today I have a big announcement to make for you guys. My next oracle deck has just come out, right? It's called Legends, Heroes, and Villains Oracle. You can see the picture here, right? This oracle deck is going to be officially released actually in May this year, May the 5th. But the pre-order has already opened. You can order it on Amazon. You can order it on a lot of online shops. And this deck, very different from my previous publication, is focused on 36 historical figures, right? So if you like history, you like influential people in the society, I believe that you will love this deck. And of course, in this deck, I love writing. It's a very detailed guidebook about how to read the cards, right? We've got the cards and the chapter. So if you like oracle cards, order it, all right? Very good. Now, so for the oracle deck, one card suggestion or advice I'm going to pull from this, okay? And universe for our pile number one card. All right. Thank you, universe. And we have got compassion. Okay. Dennis McQuaid. Okay. This card has a lot to do with the compassion and empathy that you can provide to the people around you. I find it very interesting. I think this card is more talking about compassion you give to yourself instead of other people. Why? Because you got Vulcan and Temperance on top. This has a lot to do with the time of healing. Remember, Temperance energy has a lot to do with your healing, your inner balance. I do think that this month, specifically when it comes to love, I feel maybe it's more important to stay in this platonic zone, right? Or if you want to make it romantic, just don't stress about it, right? Don't push anything, don't force anything to happen. This Dennis McQuaid card, compassion, has a lot to do with the love and the softness that you can embrace, not just towards the people around you, but more importantly towards yourself. And tell yourself that you have got time. You don't need to rush, and you don't have to be so critical, and you don't have to be so regimented about everything that you did or you didn't do. Right? I think this new moon in Aquarius really tells you to relax a little bit, do some meditation, and breathe. And things will naturally work out when the time comes. Thank you so much, my beautiful pal number one. This is a very quick reading for you for the next 4 weeks new moon cycle. If you enjoy the reading, remember to subscribe to my channel, like it, and share it with the people you care about. I'll see you very soon in the next reading session. Bye. Oh, pile number two, you have chosen this picture. We're seeing a beautiful glass jar filled with golden coins. Maybe you're waiting for some financial manifestation coming to you. I don't know. Or maybe you just like this crystal clear glass jar, right? Maybe that's your thing. But either way, this is going to be the reading for you. Now, first of all, we're going to pull one card from the major arcana. Let's set the tone for the next 4 weeks for you, okay? During this new moon in Aquarius, what is important? What is the guidance from the universe, right? Thank you, universe, right? One card for the second group. Thank you. And the card is, ooh, it's very interesting that I put two together, okay? So I'm going to see this. You got the tower, but you also got the star, okay? Coming out together, which is very, very interesting. Now, this card tells me there's definitely some kind of major change and transformation, but that's going to lead to a beautiful future for you. Just by these two cards coming together is very interesting because actually in tarot, tower is a number 16 and the star is number 17. So they're actually, one after another. And when I was shuffling, these two cards actually came out together. So I do feel like for a lot of you guys, this is really showing that a lot of you guys maybe are going through a very intense time, right? Something suddenly changed, something suddenly collapsed. But that change of the existing structure is actually going to lead you towards even more healing for you. We're going to pull a little bit more cards to see what this is about, okay? But I love this, to be honest. And I also want to tell you guys, sometimes change is really long due, right? Don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid of, having the need to, sometimes we all have to adapt a little bit here and there, okay? It's definitely chaotic sometimes, especially for those of us who love stability. Don't worry too much, okay? This is really telling you that whatever that is changing, that is being released, is actually going to be a blessing in disguise for you. Okay. Thank you, universe. All right. For our pile number 2. Okay. First card, your main energy, Medusa. Yeah, definitely this is showing that there's some kind of fear actually on your side. Okay. Something that you're a little bit afraid of in terms of this change or healing, or I feel like maybe a lot of guys are kind of like stuck right in your own mind rather than things are actually stuck. This is about making that choice, making that decision, right? About, okay, I'm really going to do this, or I'm really going to take a leap of faith into something rather than staying in our comfort zone for too long. For your communication, we got Eros. Okay, so you are playing with the different ideas now. Eros energy has a lot to do with being playful with ideas, with your communication. I think the Eros energy on top of Medusa is really telling you that one of the best ways for you to break through whatever blockages that you are facing at this moment, it's about you need to communicate. Instead of sort of like staying in your own home and thinking, okay, I don't have a solution for this. This Eros energy has a lot to do with you need to talk to people. Okay, sometimes socializing or telling people what is bothering you and asking for advice, asking for their opinion could be very beneficial to you. Sometimes Eros could also be saying that whatever problem that you are facing, it can also be resolved through your own diplomatic communication. Let's put it this way. This could be telling you that don't create confrontation, don't fight, right? Don't take things overly seriously. But sometimes it's all about use your own sense of humor, right, to dissolve a confrontation or to dissolve a risky situation, right? With your career, we are having Mars. All right. Okay, Medusa and Mars sitting together, this is definitely showing some kind of frustration there. Okay, so here's the thing about your work. Okay, now for group number 2, you might be really wanting to push something through, okay, in your career. This could be about you really want to get something done. You really want to have something, but your mind is feeling that, but I don't know if I can ever have it, right? Maybe you had in the past, but you failed. Maybe you tried, but it didn't work out for you. Now, this energy really, really tells you that you got to be careful with getting angry or getting frustrated in your mind. Mars, in a good way, tells you, okay, there will be certain actions that need you to take. But Medusa is a little bit like us thinking, well, what's the point anyway? Even if I try, the result is going to be the same, isn't it? So this energy really tells you got to be careful with kind of, again, blocking yourself, right, through your own mindset. We're going to put a little bit more tarot later, okay, to look at these areas. But for now, let's move on to love. Jupiter, very good. Now, Jupiter opened things up. This energy has a lot to do with opportunities, travel, meeting people. For those of you guys who are single, Jupiter is about self-expansion and liberation and freedom. So one thing I like about this energy is that if you are single, Maybe your mind is blocked thinking that, oh, I never find love, but Jupiter is really telling you that, but you don't know, all right? You haven't given it a try recently. So go out there and meet people, right? Socializing, that's important. Meanwhile, Jupiter, if you're already with someone, you're dating, Jupiter also tells you that, okay, to be honest, with this energy, I'm actually seeing a lot of guys maybe trying to break through a stagnant relationship. Because Medusa is a little bit like you feel you're stuck with someone. Okay, maybe it's not an ideal relationship. And then Jupiter is saying that, but you need to liberate yourself from whatever that is trapping you in there. So again, this is a general reading. It doesn't matter whether you are actually single or you're with someone, but I do feel like the higher level, at a higher level, this is really talking about some kind of liberation happening, right? Again, the tower and the star card is the same. Ending something, letting something collapse, then you find your freedom and you find your healing. And this Jupiter is really about you finding your freedom, you finding what actually will make you feel, wow, like I feel so good, right? Nothing is tangling me, nothing is restricting me, my emotion, my mentality, right, and my life. Especially Jupiter with arrows sitting together. I think arrows usually brings this sense of playfulness or optimism into things anyway. So I think for group number 2, yeah, a lot of things is about here. It's about what you believe and what you don't believe, right? If you believe that, okay, it's not going to work out. Probably it's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy for you. But one of the most important thing for you to do is you really, really actually need to put your mind into the more positive side of things and really understand that how your mind can affect your own decision and the way you look at the world. Because the opportunities are all here. Mars, Eros, and Jupiter. Okay, but the thing that is really blocked is really the first position, which is Medusa there, which is showing that our own mentality, our own perspective, how you see the situation, or more importantly, how you interpret the situation. Let's pull some tarot. Okay, 3 cards: communication, career, and also love life. Thank you, universe. For our pile number 2, communication, Knight of Swords. Yeah. Okay, bringing new communication, all right, open things up. Knight of Sword energy has a lot to do with adaptability and changes, things like that. I think again, with this Tower card and the Star card on top, I think you have to be more adaptable or be willing to be adaptable towards changes. Okay, with your work, Queen of Pentacles. This could be about you, right? If you are Earth sign female, Taurus, Capricorn, or you are a Virgo, this could be about you having Mars on top. This could be about you having very strong goal, okay, during this 4-week cycle. You really want to get something done. But again, with Queen of Pentacles, what I would say to you is that make sure that you are really mm, executing, okay, your plan in your career with the things you want to do with something very practical, okay, rather than just see something and jump into it. Mars shows your motivation, which is great, but Queen of Pentacles is about, okay, but let's be practical about it, right? So you definitely need to do something, right? It's not about stay in our mind and thinking, because thinking is not practical. Thinking is more the air element rather than the earth element. This is an earth element card. So this is about, okay, I have an idea. I know what I want to do. Let's start from small. Okay, it's a little bit like that. Now, or for some of you guys, this could be a different woman. Okay, if you're a male watching this video, or if you say, okay, I'm a girl, but this is not me. Okay, then this is showing maybe a very important woman that you will need to deal with in your career. And this woman, to be honest, can be a little bit challenging because she has got Mars on top of it. This could be about this woman is a little bit aggressive. Maybe she's a little bit very direct, right? And thus you might not be sure how to deal with this woman. How do you do that? Look at the communication arrows. Arrows is about being cute, being charming, use your personality. If you need to deal with this woman over the next 4 months, just make sure that you're not fighting, right? You are not being like, okay, you push me, I push you back, right? You are, aggressive. I'm also aggressive. This is more about using your emotional intelligence to dissolve, right, the conflict or the awkward moment and showing your cuteness where your charm, right? Use those beautiful things in your diplomatic skills to, appease the situation. And I'll be very clear with you about this woman. She actually that's also her weakness, If you are very sweet with her, it's actually difficult for her to be mean to you, if you know what I mean. Okay? Now, with love, we got Jupiter, liberation, freedom, and we have got High Priestess. Now, this card is showing that you already know that, but you just need to take the action, okay? High Priestess is the energy of secrecy. This is about something that you feel deep down, very, intuitively, there's something there, but you might not be 100% sure because you haven't done it yet, or maybe you haven't got all the information that you needed. This Jupiter with High Priestess tells you that there's hidden luck, opportunities, and hidden liberation waiting for you, right? But you really have to have the guts to really, have to sort of like release yourself from whatever mental constraint that you have. Now, this kind of mental constraint can be about a lot of different things. This could be about maybe we're not confident in the dating scene. Maybe we failed a relationship in the past, or maybe even we feel ashamed, or we feel a little bit negative about our self-image, right? Maybe even doubting that if we're lovable. But this Jupiter with the High Priest tells you that actually, once you can really release all these kind of negative restrictions that either you put onto yourself or maybe other people who triggered you, right, in the past to make you feel this way, you gotta get out of that. Because once you get out of that, you're gonna see a whole new world. All right? Very good. So let's get one more card from an Oracle deck, which is called Legends, Heroes, and Villains Oracle. By the way, this is the Oracle deck. This is my third published Oracle deck. Now we are doing the reading in February. This deck of cards has already started the pre-sale, right? You can pre-order it on Amazon. You can find this deck everywhere on the online shops, spiritual shops, new age shops. And the official release date is May the 5th this year, right? And very different from my previous publication. This deck of cards is all talking about the historical figures and influential people in the world. Well, for example, on top of the box, right, you can see that's Harriet Tubman, okay? And we also have got Eva Perón, okay, from Argentina. We also have got, this is, just forgot his name. Yeah, Charles Ponzi, right? The Ponzi scheme, right? So it's going to be a lot of interesting historical people figures in this deck. If you like history, you like learning famous people's stories, this is the deck for you. All right. Now back to the reading, right? One card from Villains, Heroes, Legends, Heroes, and Villains Oracle. We're pile number 2. What's the ultimate advice for them? Thank you, universe. Peace. Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, very beautiful. Now, look, my beautiful power number 2. Remember what I said earlier about this power and the healing card coming together. This card tells you that don't struggle. Don't struggle with yourself. Oh, what if this happens? What if that, oh, this can't happen. What if this happens? I can't deal with it. This card is all talking about finding peace in your situation. And it does tell you that things will magically work out without you overly worrying about it anyway. This is a very, very strong indication with the keyword peace, because that's really showing that what you need now, and also what you need to believe in now. Okay. Also, remember earlier what I said about if you're dealing with a female boss in your work, or a female person who is a little bit aggressive, who is a little bit, difficult with you, again, choosing peace. Remember what Mahatma Gandhi did in his life. He was very against the violence, right? He was taking a non-violent approach towards the British colonization. So I think this energy just tells you that this month, it's very important for you to calm down, right? Use your charm, use your peaceful approach, use your diplomacy to get what you want. And eventually, it is going to be what you want. Okay? Thank you so much, my beautiful palm number 2. This is a very quick reading for you for the next 4 weeks. New moon in Aquarius cycle. If you enjoy the reading, remember to subscribe to my channel, like it, and share it with the people you care about. I'll see you very soon in the next reading session. And also, happy Chinese New Year. Bye. Hello, my beautiful soul tribe. Thank you for joining this video session. you have chosen this picture. We're seeing a group of animals having a party, having a great time together. If you are drawn to this picture, this could be the reading for you. First of all, let's pull one card from the major arcana, right? Let's get a general idea about what sets the tone for the next 4 weeks for you during this new moon in Aquarius cycle. Very good. Thank you, universe. The Hierophant. Structure, okay? Tradition, knowledge, learning. Okay, we're gonna pull a little bit more cards to see what this is about. All right. Thank you, universe. First card, Vesta. Wow. Vesta with a Hierophant is very interesting because those two cards are very, very religious somehow, or very spiritual. One of the things about this Vesta energy, it's about drawing boundaries. It's a very, very important time for you to know where your boundary is, where do you need to, when do you need to say no, when do you need to draw the line there so that you can create your own sacred sanctuary. You can create your own space, right? So that you can heal, right? You can do things that is really meaningful to you instead of letting other people drain your energy, right? The Hierophant card has a lot to do with the spiritual guidance. I think when we are seeing this card showing up, it has a lot to do with your intuition. It has a lot to do with your downloading, right? The knowledge or downloading the wisdom from the heaven, from your higher self. Sometimes Hierophant is also representing the need for you to know how to work under a bigger structure. This could be about maybe as concrete as maybe within a corporate, right? In a company, sometimes the Hierophant could be talking about maybe how you work with older people, traditional people, teachers, right? Religious leaders, or maybe professors, right? Older people, things like that. But let's look at your different areas, right? So that we can combine them together. With your communication, Atlanta, very good. With your work career, Uranus, beautiful. And with your love and relationship, ooh, Jupiter, very interesting. Okay, so group number 3, Uranus, this card is sitting in your career, is definitely talking about a lot of new knowledge coming to you, new knowledge, new wisdom, and new technology. I think maybe pile number 1 also put out Uranus, this card, in the same position, right? So if you're interested, you can also watch pile number 1, specifically for those of you guys who are hesitating between 1 or 3, okay? Uranus, this card has a lot to do with sudden messages, sudden changes when it comes to work. So this could be, in a good way, talking about things that is beyond your expectation that will come your way. New opportunities, new inquiries, right? Things like that. Or you might even need to use a lot of modern technology to do your work better. So this could be about internet, this could be about AI. You know, AI is a big thing right now. And a lot of business are actually using AI, adopting AI to do their business. So I do think that this Uranus card sitting in this position is quite important in terms of how you're going to open yourself up, right, towards learning new things and use that in your work. Atlanta in the communication could be really saying that you really know your craft. You're really good at what you do, specifically when it comes to work communication, right? Because this card is all about you being good at what you do. You know your stuff. You have everything that it takes for you to do what you need to do. Let's put it this way. All right. Also, one thing about Atlanta when it comes to communication is you need to be very firm when it comes to boundaries. And this is very close to what I said about this Vesta energy. Boundaries, when do you need to say no? When do you need to say yes? All right. Try not to be affected by, for example, any type of guilt trap, right? Other people want you to say yes because they make you feel guilty or whatever that is. All right. Now, with love and relationship, you got Jupiter. Jupiter energy is very much about your personal freedom. I have a very strong feeling a lot of people who are choosing this pile, maybe you're single, all right, because you're vested in the first house anyway. But the reason why you're single and the reason why you are enjoying your personal freedom deep down is because you know very clearly what you truly want in the future. And you're not compromising. You are not settling down for less. And I really, really think that's important for you guys. So if you're single watching this video and you're not doing much dating, you're waiting for the right one, I do think that there is the right one for you, right? But it is also showing that you're just being extremely patient, right, with things. I love this energy. Let's pull a little bit more cards from tarot. Okay, specifically, Jupiter with a Hierophant on top. I really feel that when it comes to love, there could be some sort of like a divinely connected thing, for you when it comes to the right partner for you. Also, by the way, just to let you know, Jupiter usually represents a foreigner. Okay, so whatever nationalities you have, or whatever city that you grew up in, the country you grew up in, it's very possible that your future partner is someone that is different, not from the same country or not from the same culture. Okay, this person could be very much be older than you as well. Okay. Now, 3 cards, right? Let's get a little bit more details about this. Under the communication, 9 of Pentacles. This is what I mean by you need to draw boundaries. 9 of Pentacles is a very luxury, very rich card to have. But when it comes to communication, again, this is about what you have. You know how to manage your finance. You know what is your resource, right? How much you want to give and how much you want to keep. So when it comes to communication, one of the best advice I have for you during this month, doesn't matter whether it's about love, doesn't matter whether it's about work, communication, confidence, right? Your sense of self, right? You know who you are, you know your resources, and speak with confidence. Work, 8 of Wands. Oh, interesting. Some of you guys might have some travel to do related to work. Now, of course, this is a general reading, right? It might not resonate with everyone, but Uranus and 8 of Wands being together very much could be talking about some kind of sudden trip that you will need to make, or a trip that you need to make that you need to literally fly out, right? Or this is something somewhere far away. Okay, so it's not like you drive, I don't know, like 20 minutes to somewhere to see a client or something like that. There could be some potential travel really up in the horizons for you, I think. Okay, very nice, very nice. Also, 8 of Wands usually has a lot to do with smooth communication, right? Emails, text messages, right? Meetings and things like that. So I do think that with Uranus and 8 of Wands, things are actually going pretty smoothly and also pretty fast for you during this period of time. All right. Now with love, we got Jupiter, and then we have got 9 of Swords. Okay. Try not to overthink. 9 of Swords is a card of anxiety, thinking, oh, what does that mean? What it means this, what it means that. A lot of times when I see 9 of Swords, it's about we're overthinking. And we're almost like, seeing things in the dramatic way, but it's actually unnecessary. Coming back to this Vesta and the Hierophant card, look, if you look at what Vesta looks like, she's not looking, she's having her eyes closed. It means that she's not bothered by what the so-called what ifs out there. This 9 of Swords card sitting here is really, really telling you that try to be careful with your anxiety, overthinking what if this happens, specifically if this is in a relationship situation, someone that you want to be with or you like, you don't know what's going on, or maybe you are just single and you overthink. You might be thinking, what does that mean? What if I'm going to be single forever, right? Whatever that is, right? 9 of Swords tells you this time to shut down, right? That anxiety. And sometimes, again, like the Vesta, right? Coming inward within yourself. And with Hierophant energy, it's about building a faith that you have towards the universe, whatever that you think you deserve to have. Very good. Also, by the way, you got 2 knights here, okay? 9 of Pentacles and 9 of Swords. In tarot, whenever you have 2 knights, it means receipt. So what does that mean? Usually it has a lot to do with your past, okay? Your memories, whatever that, it's like a record in your mind. So I would say that definitely this 9 of Swords energy has a lot to do with whatever you experienced in the past relationships, trauma, things like that, breaking ups. Okay, so again, Vesta energy has a lot to do with healing. Okay, healing your own energy. Now, let's pull 1 card from the Oracle deck as an overall advice. And by the way, I want to share my new Oracle deck with you guys. Here, Legends, Heroes, and Villains Oracle. We're recording this video in February. You should already be able to see this deck on Amazon for pre-order and pre-sale. The official release date is May the 5th, but you will already be able to see this now online, or on some other online bookstores, spiritual new age stores. This is a oracle deck that I spent pretty much a year developing, talking about famous influential people in our society, right? Famous people, their life stories. For example, in this deck of cards, you will be learning the stories about, for example, uh, um, Nightingale. Okay, you will be able to learn stories about Eva Perón. You will be able to learn stories about Martin Luther King. You will be able to learn stories about John Dark. Okay, all those kind of ancient. Some of them are not really ancient, but from different stages, right, of our history, right. Some of them are really way back. Also, Augustus Caesar, right, and some of them are rather modern days influential people. So if you like, those kind of stories from real life influential people, this is a deck for you. All right. So today I'm going to pull one card from this deck and to give you one advice about this new moon in Aquarius cycle. Thank you, universe. What's the ultimate advice for our group number 3? Discovery, Marie Curie. You know who she is, right? A scientist, right? Who she actually discovered the element radium, all right? And that's what she's famous for. This energy discovery has a lot to do with understanding what you haven't seen is not what it is. And I think it has a lot to do with this anxiety thing. Sometimes we keep looking into the past, like what I said. Double nine in tarot are very much about you making assumptions based on what you have already seen. But this Marie Curie card, it says discovery. This card is all about the things you haven't seen yet. So don't let your past decide how you want to see your future. Don't let your past experience tell you that, okay, because that failed, and that means it will fail again. And because that never happened, it means it will never happen in the future. I think this is the ultimate message that I want to give to you guys. Release your past, trauma, your past unpleasant memories, and build your faith with this heart and energy and expand yourself, liberate yourself towards your future. Thank you so much, my beautiful group number 3. This is a very quick reading for you for the months of, not months, but for the new moon in Aquarius cycle. If you enjoy the reading, remember to subscribe to my channel, like it, and share it with the people you care about. I'll see you very soon in the next reading session. Bye.